Copy you down, Eagle.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. And we're getting a picture on the TV.
On July 20, 1969, millions of people around the world watched as Neil Armstrong became the first human to step onto the moon, marking America's victory in the space race against the Soviet Union.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
50 years later, in 2019, another lunar milestone unfolded on TV when China became the first and still only country to land a probe on the far side of the moon.
This lunar mission marks a milestone for the nation's space industry.
In June, China's Chang'e 6 mission went even further, returning samples from the same region that will help scientists understand the evolution of our solar system. It was a big victory. President Xi Jinping's eternal dream of making China a leading space power, challenging Russian and US dominance. So are we in a new space race with Beijing? And if so, who's winning? China has poured massive resources into its space program in recent years. In 2013, it completed a robotic moon landing. In 2020, it sent a rover to Mars. And in 2022, it built its space station, Tiangong, after they were banned from the ISS. Meanwhile, the United States has been building up its commercial space industry as private companies have lowered the cost of missions with innovations like reusable rockets, which are pretty cool. In 2026, NASA will partner with SpaceX for the Artemis 3 mission, which plans to send humans to the lunar South Pole, where water has been detected. But China's space program is just getting started. It has a goal of sending astronauts to the moon by 2030 and building a lunar base with Russia by 2035. And US officials worry that China's space program is more directly tied to its military than it's letting on.
We believe that a lot of their so-called civilian space program is a military program. And I think, in effect, we are in a race.
The 1967 UN Space Treaty bans nuclear weapons in space, seems sensible, and says no country can own the moon. But it doesn't prohibit military activity there. Beijing has tripled the number of its spy satellites in orbit in the last 6 years. And US officials are raising alarms over China's development of counter-space weapons, like anti-satellite missiles. Despite the tensions, both nations have some common interests. Intelligence experts say Russia is developing a nuclear weapon for low Earth orbit. That's a threat to US and Chinese spacecraft alike. Leaving aside geopolitics, putting humans back on the moon is essential for future Mars missions. Space experts see the moon as a kind of cosmic gas station, serving as a launch pad because of its lower gravitational pull and, if enough water exists, a source of hydrogen fuel. But space travel is hard to rush. It's dangerous, it's difficult, it's expensive. See the malfunctioning Boeing Starliner that stranded 2 NASA astronauts on the space station until at least early 2025. The more we Earthlings know about the unexplored parts of the moon, the better. Yet political tensions could hinder the kind of international collaboration that is essential for lunar exploration and beyond. On the other hand, rivalry also spurs progress. China's success could push the US to invest more in space exploration. So maybe it's the perception of competition that will bring the US space program into a new era of discovery. Stakes are out of this world.